It is time. Another sacrifice. You will give her to me.
No! I'm tired! I can't do this again!
You dare defy me?
I said I'm tired!
It was a rainy night in Lagos. The drizzle had been falling since morning, and the whole city felt heavy and cold. In his room upstairs, Kola sat at his desk, his laptop screen glowing against the darkness. He looked restless, punching the keys without focus. Something weighed on his mind. Suddenly, he felt a strange chill. It wasn't from the weather alone, it was the kind of cold that made his bones stiff. He didn't need to turn around to know someone, or something, was behind him. A deep voice filled the room. "Kola, the time has come. Remember the deal you made." Kola's heart thumped hard. He swallowed, forcing words out. "Please. I need more time. I'll bring what you asked for." The presence laughed harshly. "You begged for wealth. I gave it millions, cars, a life people dream of. And yet you delay. Do you think this bargain was free?" Before Kola could reply, an invisible force grabbed him. His chair flipped over, and he was hurled to the ground. His laptop and desk crashed loudly against the tiled floor. Pain shot through his back. "Kola," the voice thundered, "you think you can fool me with excuses? You have until midnight to bring my meal. Fail me, and you will regret ever being born." Kola gasped for breath, trembling. Then he heard another sound, banging on his door. "Kola, what's happening in there?" It was his father. Kola froze. If his father stepped in now, he would see things he shouldn't. Forcing calm into his voice, he shouted, "Nothing, Dad. I knocked my laptop off the table." His father wasn't convinced. "Are you sure you're all right?" "Yes, sir. I'll be out soon." Kola listened until his father's footsteps faded. Then silence returned. The presence was gone. He slumped on the floor, chest rising and falling fast. His phone glowed beside him. 9 p.m. The countdown had begun. If he didn't act, he would be the one sacrificed. Quickly, he changed clothes, jeans, a blue shirt, sneakers. He grabbed his car keys. Downstairs, his mother was curled up beside his father on the sofa. "Kola, where are you going at this hour?" she asked. "Mom, I need to meet Femi. Client work. It's urgent." "Can't it wait till morning?" his father frowned. "No, Dad. The client needs it tomorrow. Please, I won't stay long." They let him go reluctantly. Outside, the mansion shone bright under floodlights. Security men stood by the gate, weapons in hand. Kola's Range Rover, bought with his first big gain from forex trading, waited for him. He drove off, the city lights of Victoria Island flashing past. His destination was clear, Club Mirage, the place where Lagos wealthy and famous gathered every night. If he wanted someone, anyone, tonight, that was where he would find them. Inside the club, the air was thick with smoke, perfume, and loud music. Girls laughed, men bragged over bottles, and cameras flashed as celebrities posed. But Kola had no time for greetings. He was hunting. His eyes found her. A young woman in a silver dress, tipsy from too many drinks, dancing carelessly. He moved close and whispered in her ear. "Can I have you tonight?" She laughed, swaying. "Do you know who you're talking to? I don't come cheap." "How much?" Kola asked. 200,000. "I'll give you 4. Just make it worth it." Her eyes widened, then softened with greed. She waved goodbye to her friends, not knowing what awaited her. Minutes later, she sat in his car, smiling at the luxury around her. Kola kept glancing at his watch. 10:40 p.m. time was running out. He needed to find a quiet place, away from eyes and ears. Because by midnight, either she would pay the price, or he would. Kola sped down the highway, glancing at his watch again and again. "I thought you lived on the island," the young woman asked. My parents do, Kola replied quickly. But I don't want to run into them. I keep an apartment on the mainland. Quiet place. You'll love it. She nodded, then studied him. You didn't go to school in Nigeria, did you? Kola smirked. London. High school and university. Then, without thinking, he added, you sound polished for a street girl. The words cut. She brushed her wig down and wiped a tear. I didn't choose this life, she whispered. My father died. I had to leave Unilag. I feed my mother and pay my siblings' fees. Somebody has to. Kola looked away. I'm sorry. I shouldn't have said that. They drove in silence until Kola turned onto a lonely, muddy road. Where are we going? This place looks dangerous, she said nervously. The lodge is just down there, Kola lied. He stopped the car and walked to her side. She locked the door. Come out, he ordered. No. This isn't an apartment, she cried. Kola forced the door open, dragged her out, and pulled her toward the bush. Please. Let me go, she screamed, clutching at shrubs, fighting with all her strength. I'm sorry, Kola muttered, his voice cold. He pinned her down. She fought hard, even hitting him once with a stick. Kola cried out, then grabbed a heavy spanner from the car. One blow, then another until she lay still. Her body twitched, then stopped moving. Kola stood over her, shaking. In the distance, men who had heard her scream rushed toward the scene. He panicked, ran back to his car, and sped off. Stones hit his vehicle as he drove past them. At 1 a.m., Kola returned to his family's mansion. He told the guards to wash the car immediately. Upstairs, he showered, then burned the clothes he had worn. His hands trembled as he watched the fire. On his laptop screen, his Forex account showed a gain of over $5 million. But instead of joy, Kola felt only emptiness. He collapsed in bed and cried himself to sleep. In his dream, he saw a strange figure, half human, half bird, sitting on a throne. The voice welcomed him as a son, told him he had passed his first test, and promised greater rewards if he brought more people into the fold. Kola woke drenched in sweat. He left home at 3 a.m. in his Prado and went straight to another club. He drank bottle after bottle, trying to bury the screams in his memory. Police sirens lit the muddy road where the girl's body lay. Inspector Musa led the team from Ibute Meta Division. The victim's face was bruised and unrecognizable. Where did you see him run? Musa asked one of the laborers nearby. We were sleeping in that uncompleted building, the man said. We heard her scream. We saw a black Range Rover Sport. We even threw stones at it. Musa took notes carefully. The officers gathered her belongings, a handbag, her shoes, and her phone. The body was covered and taken to the morgue before dawn. At sunrise, her mother, Bukola, opened her shop. Her daughter's younger sister, Sade, ran to her with a phone call. It was not Abigail's voice on the line but a policeman's. Madam, this is Inspector Musa. Please come to the station. Why are you calling with my daughter's phone? Did you arrest her? Bukola asked, panic rising. The officer's voice dropped. I'm sorry, your daughter is gone. We found her body last night. Bukola screamed and fell to the ground. My child. My childo. Who has done this to me? Neighbors gathered, trying to console her, but she wept bitterly. Meanwhile, Kola sat at the bar of Club Mirage, drinking heavily. His phone buzzed with calls from his mother. He finally answered. Kola, where are you? CCTV shows you left the house at 3 a.m. Don't drive in this state. I'll send Danjuma to bring you home, she said. Okay, Mum, Kola muttered. He was barely conscious. Back at the mansion, he vomited for hours. He refused to eat, shouting at the chef who knocked on his door. Alone, he stared at the ceiling until his phone rang again. It was his friend Femi. "Kola, why are you ignoring my messages?" Femi asked. "You ruined my life," Kola shouted. "Why didn't you tell me the offering was human life? I killed a girl to save myself." "Relax," Femi said coldly. "That's the price. Chaik did it. Abdul did it. Everyone in the circle has. You can't back out now." Kola sobbed. "I hate you. I don't want this. I want out." Femi laughed. "There's no way out. Once you enter, you can't leave. Give the offerings, enjoy the wealth. That's all." The call ended. Kola dropped his phone and wept harder. He had everything money could buy, but peace had left him forever. Kola had just closed from work at Ocean Heights Complex, a 20-floor skyscraper on the island. He was in the elevator heading down when his phone rang. It was Amora, his longtime girlfriend. "Hello babe, how are you doing?" Amora said with excitement. "Hey babe, I'm fine," Kola replied, sounding tired. "You don't sound happy to hear from me." "What's wrong?" she asked. "Nothing, I'm just tired." "How's your evening in London?" he asked. "Well, I'm back in Lagos. I arrived this morning. Can we see later tonight?" "Yeah, that's fine," Kola said, though without joy. At home, his mother sat in the living room, typing on her laptop. "Son, you're back?" Mama Kola asked. "Yes, Mum." "How was your day?" He pecked her cheek. "It was good. Your father is still abroad, checking on a project. Go freshen up. Dinner is ready." Chef Jude made okazi soup with hot eba. "Thanks, Mum," Kola said and climbed upstairs. In his room, he found his younger sister, Bisi, using his laptop. "Bisi, what are you doing here?" He frowned. "Sorry big bro, the Wi-Fi is down and I had to finish an assignment," she said with puppy eyes. "Stay away from my things. Don't come here again." Minutes later, an email popped up. "It's been 4 months since your first offering, Master Kola. Bring the second." The message disappeared immediately. Kola held his head. "God, what do I do?" he muttered. His phone rang. It was Femi. "Bro, we're hanging out later at Zenith Lounge. Join us," Femi said. "I don't want to see you or your guys. You ruined my life." Kola snapped and cut the call. He slept until Amora called at 7 p.m. "Babe, I've been waiting for you," she said. "Sorry, I slept off." "I'll come and pick you now," Kola replied, rushing into the bathroom. As he bathed, the light flickered red. In the mirror, he saw people dancing and laughing. He rubbed his eyes, it vanished. Shaken, he dressed quickly and left. At Amora's family estate, she ran into his arms. "I missed you," she said. "I missed you too," he lied. They greeted her mum and drove to Royal Orchid Restaurant. Amora was full of joy, sipping from his glass. But Kola was distracted. "Why have you been distant? For weeks you didn't call. Are you seeing someone else?" she pressed. "No, babe. It's just work," Kola said, but his eyes caught a dark shadow behind them. "Who is she?" Amora asked. "There's no one. You're the love of my life. I just have problems I need to fix," he said. She relaxed a little. A call came in, it was Sagan. Kola ignored it. "Why not pick? He's been your friend since school," Amora asked. "You won't understand," Kola muttered. She smiled. "My dad wants me to stay in Lagos and run their company. We should marry soon." "Not yet, maybe 2 years from now," Kola said. "Okay, 2 years," she agreed. Then a convoy of flashy sports cars pulled up outside. Kola's face went cold. He quickly paid the bill and tipped the waiter. At the entrance, he ran into Femi, Sagan, Kunal, and Malik. "Running from us?" Femi smirked. Stay away from me. Kola snapped. Amora pulled his arm. Babe, calm down. You won't understand. These are sons of devils, Kola spat. Kunnel laughed. We are all sons of Satan, Kola. You cannot run. Kola said nothing. He drove Amora away, her questions filling the car, but he had no answer. Kola did not sleep that night. He tossed on his bed, sweating. Whispers filled the corners of his room. When he finally dozed, the face of Ruth, the girl he killed, appeared. He woke screaming. The shadow lingered on his wall. His phone buzzed. Messages from Femi. Meet us tonight. Stop pretending. The Brotherhood is watching. Another from Bakare. You owe the master blood. Kola dropped the phone, shaking. God, what will I do? The light flickered red. In the mirror, a dark shadow appeared. My son, the voice rumbled, 4 months have passed since your first offering. Bring me blood again or I will destroy you. Kola dropped to his knees. Please, I don't want to kill again. The shadow grinned. Weakness. Tonight, find her. Take her. The covenant cannot be broken. The mirror cracked. Kola trembled. Later, Sagan called. Brother, stop disgracing yourself. Meet us at Eclipse Lounge tonight. That night, Kola parked outside Eclipse Lounge. Inside, smoke and perfume filled the air. Femi and the others sat with girls and bottles. Bro, you joined willingly, Sagan said. I didn't know it meant, Kola began, but Malik cut him off. The night has ears. Kola left them and walked into the dance floor. That's where he saw her, slim, in a red dress, braids swinging as she laughed. She smiled at him. The shadow's voice hissed in his mind, take her. She is the lamb tonight. Her name was Lami. Within minutes, she agreed to leave with him. On the drive, she chatted about school, her dreams, men in Lagos. Kola barely answered, his hands tight on the wheel. At a quiet hotel near 3rd Mainland Bridge, he paid in cash, keeping his head low. In the room, Lami hummed, slipped off her shoes, and laughed. Can I take a bath first? She asked. Sure, Kola forced a smile. When she entered the bathroom, the dark shadow filled the room. Do as I commanded. Use the handkerchief when you are done. I am proud of you. Kola shook with fear. Lami came out smiling. I'm ready. Hope you brought protection. Kola forced a smile, but his heart was heavy. He went into the bathroom again, standing under the cold shower. How did I mess up my life like this? He whispered. When he came out, Lami still smiled at him. He smiled back, but inside, he knew the night would end in blood. Kola sat on the edge of the bed, trembling even though the room was hot. Lami, the girl in the red dress, stood in front of him with her hands on her waist. She frowned. Why don't you want to touch me? She asked, sounding annoyed. Kola forced a weak smile. His throat was dry. I'm sorry, this is my first time. Her face softened. The frown turned into a playful smile. She sat beside him, stroking his arm. First time? Don't worry. I'll teach you. She guided his hands and whispered, relax. Just follow me. Kola's mind was full of shame and fear. 4 years, he had promised himself he would wait until marriage with Amora, his girlfriend. He dreamed of their wedding night. Now here he was, in a cheap hotel room, doing this not for love but because of a deal he wished he had never made. The moment passed in a blur. Lami hummed and reached for water by the bedside. Kola removed the protection, staring at it like it was cursed. They started again, and that was when he remembered the handkerchief the dark shadow had given him. His chest tightened. He pulled it out, pretending to wipe himself, then touched her with it. Lami's laughter stopped. Her eyes rolled back. She collapsed into a strange, deep sleep. The room grew dark. The curtains shook though there was no wind. A black circle appeared on the wall, spinning like a hole. Out of it stepped the dark shadow. He was huge, his horns sharp, his body pale and rotten-looking, his red eyes glowing like fire. Kola fell to his knees, clutching the handkerchief. His hands shook badly. It wasn't so hard, it said with a grin. Kola raised the cloth with trembling hands. "Here, take it," he muttered, tears running down his face. The dark shadow snatched it and inhaled deeply, smiling with wicked delight. "Good job. There is no mercy. You belong to us now." Kola shouted in anger and pain. "I never wanted this. My friends tricked me. I don't want the money, I want my life back." The dark shadow leaned close, his voice heavy like thunder. "You cannot escape. Obey and be rewarded. Refuse and be destroyed." The shadows swirled and disappeared back into the hole. The room went still again. Only the smell of sulfur remained. Kola sat beside Lami, broken and ashamed. Tears ran down his cheeks. He felt no joy, only the heavy chains of bondage. Then Lami began to twitch. Her fingers jerked, then her whole body shook violently. Kola panicked, rushed to dress up, and pulled his cap low over his face. Her groans turned into choked screams, but he ran out of the room. At the reception, the worker looked up. "Sir, it's 3 a.m. Are you leaving already?" "I need to get something from my car," Kola said quickly, forcing a smile. He walked out fast. Just then, the phone at the desk rang. A deep voice said, "That man, stop him. Don't let him go." Upstairs, chaos started. Lami woke up screaming, "I can't breathe. He used me. My chest." Guests rushed out of their rooms. Some tried to help her, but her body shook and her voice grew weaker. Meanwhile, Kola jumped into his SUV. The engine roared, and he sped off into the dark road before security could reach him. At the hotel, people wrapped Lami in a blanket and rushed her to a Butte Meta General Hospital. Nurses and doctors fought to save her. "Cardiac arrest, move quickly," a doctor shouted. "BP is dropping," a nurse cried. "Get the defibrillator," another yelled. They shocked her body again and again, pumped her chest, gave her injections. The machines beeped, the staff shouted, but her breathing grew weaker. Finally, after one last shock, the monitor flatlined. A long, steady beep filled the ward. The doctor removed his gloves with a sigh. Time of death, 4:12 a.m. The nurses stood silent, one whispering, "So young, gone just like that." Her body was taken to the morgue before sunrise. By morning, the hospital MD called Inspector Musa at Butte Meta Police Division. The police arrived and viewed the body. Musa pulled back the white cloth and looked at her face. She was young, her braids still damp, her lips parted like she was about to speak. "She deserved better," he whispered, clenching his fists. "Whoever did this will not escape." Outside, Lagos was waking, buses honking, hawkers shouting, the city alive. But in that cold morning, a shadow hung over Kola's life. The Covenant had claimed another victim. Inspector Musa stood in his sky blue Nigerian police uniform. His black trousers were well pressed, and his beret sat straight. The noon sun was hot at the front of the divisional headquarters. Reporters and camera crews surrounded him. He looked tired but calm. A journalist from City News 4 pushed a microphone forward. "Sir, are you saying she died yesterday?" Musa cleared his throat. His deep voice was steady. "We received a call that a 20-year-old Unilag student checked into Meridian Hotel with a young man around 11 p.m. Camera lights flashed. Sweat rolled down his temple. He continued. "How did she end up dead?" another reporter asked. "We are still investigating," Musa said. What we know is that the young man left the hotel around 3 a.m. The woman later went into shock. She was rushed to Butte Meta General Hospital. The medical team tried, but she did not survive. Reporters murmured. Pens moved fast. Do you have a message for the public? A woman asked. Yes, Musa said, eyes firm. To young ladies, especially students, your life is worth more than risky choices. If you don't have support, please don't endanger yourself. Be careful whom you follow. One night can be your last. Another reporter asked, Sir, is this a serial killer? Is this linked to the previous case? It is too early to conclude, Musa replied. We have not tied Ruth and Lami together. The patterns are different. We are working with facts. Any request to the public? The last reporter asked. Be vigilant, he said, looking into the camera. If you see anything suspicious, call the numbers on your screen. Help us help you. Far away, upstairs in his room, Kola watched the live broadcast on his TV. His heart pounded. His hands shook. Every word hit his conscience. God, what have I done? He whispered. A knock on the door made him jump. Who is there? He asked. It's Chef Tunde, sir. Lunch is ready, came the reply. Please go away. I'm not okay, Kola snapped. Sir, madam insists. She said you haven't eaten for 3 days. I said leave my door. Kola shouted. Chef Tunde went downstairs. Madam, Ogre Kola says he's not hungry, he told Mama Kola. She stood up at once, anger in her eyes, and marched upstairs. She tried the handle. Locked. Kola, open this door, she said sharply. Mum, please go, he said weakly. I'm not going anywhere. Open now. Minutes passed. The lock clicked. The door opened. She gasped. What is this? Empty Bailaraya bottles were all over the floor. Kola lay on the bed in pajamas, eyes red, breath heavy with alcohol. Kola, when did you become a drunk? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 bottles. Where did you get money for this? She cried. Mum, I want to be alone. Please, he said, close to tears. You dare talk to me like that? Your father will hear this. Get up and come for dinner. I don't want to eat, he whispered. She pulled his arm and dragged him downstairs. At the table, he managed 1 wrap of semo and a little soup. Then he stood up and went back to his room, quiet and broken. His phone vibrated. Amora. 5 missed calls. He called back. Hello. Amora's voice shook. What's wrong, babe? You ignore my messages everywhere. Why? What's happening to us? I'm sorry, Kola said, a tear rolling down. I'm going through a lot. Please give me time. Are you breaking up with me? She cried. What did I do? It's not you, he said quickly. It's me. I messed up. I'll explain. I just need space to fix my life. He ended the call before he said too much. Amora stared at her phone, crying. Her mother rushed in to comfort her. People knew Kola as a good boy, smart, respectful. No one understood what had changed. Back in his room, Kola covered his face with his hands. The faces of Ruth and Lami haunted him. Inspector Musa's words echoed in his head. God, he muttered, voice breaking, what have I gotten myself into? The next morning, Kola rose slowly. His heart beat hard. He dragged himself to the bathroom and splashed water on his face. He looked up and froze. The mirror showed the tiles behind him. The tap. The crack in the glass. But not him. He stepped back, blinking fast. He rubbed his face and looked again. Still nothing. No reflection. His mouth fell open. He ran to his phone and dialed Malik. What's up, bro? Malik said, sounding normal. I'm not okay, Kola said. Something strange just happened. I looked in the mirror, and I wasn't there. Malik laughed. Guy, stop that. I'm serious. Has this happened to any of you? Silence. Then Malik's voice turned cold. No. Maybe it's because you're fighting the covenant. The dark shadow plays with the mind. Call Femi. He'll know what to do. Forget Femi, Kola snapped. He dragged me into this. Malik's tone hardened. Bro, you're in already. Stop fighting. Do the offerings. Those girls made their choices. Don't waste time. Kola felt sick. I'm not cold like you, he muttered. Suit yourself, Malik said. Live your best life while you can. He ended the call. Kola's hands shook. He opened the window for air. Just then, he heard a car enter the compound. A white Mercedes SUV. Amora. Why is she here? He whispered. Panic hit him. The room was messy. He rushed around, stuffed bottles in a bag, straightened the sheets, sprayed perfume. Then a knock. He froze. She kept knocking, calm but steady. He opened the door. Amora looked him over. Do you have a girl here? She asked sharply. He shook his head, unable to speak. She pushed past him and checked everywhere, wardrobe, bathroom, even under the bed. Nothing. She folded her arms. What took you so long? I was in the bathroom, he said. So you broke up with me on the phone, she said quietly. I came to hear it to my face. I didn't break up, he stammered. I just asked for time. You look sick. Your eyes are dark. You're not sleeping, she said, reaching for his face. He stepped back. I'm not good enough for you, Kola said. I'm bad news. Her eyes softened. I don't know what you entered, she said, voice steady, but I've loved one boy since junior secondary school till after university. You told me you loved me too. Now prove it. His lips trembled. What if I've done things too deep, things God can't forgive? There is no sin God can't forgive, she said. Her words cut through his darkness. For the first time in weeks, Kola felt a small light. They went to a nearby fast food place. He ate like a starving man while Amora watched and held his arm gently. For a moment, he forgot the shadows. By evening, he walked her home and took an Uber back. As he entered his room, the air changed. It became cold. The curtains moved though there was no breeze. The dark shadow appeared tall, twisted, face like a dark blur. It is time, the voice said. Another sacrifice. You will give her to me. Kola staggered back. No. I'm tired. I can't do this again. You dare defy me, the voice boomed. I said I'm tired. Kola shouted. Invisible force slammed him against the wall. The bed frame lifted and crashed on him. Pain shot through his body. You are mine, the dark shadow hissed. Obey or perish. The frame lifted and dropped aside. The shadow faded, leaving a rotten smell. Around midnight, broken and afraid, Kola drove out. City lights blurred. He entered a noisy club with neon lights and heavy music. He scanned faces until he saw a woman who looked lonely and eager. She smiled and followed him without questions. He took her to a quiet, hidden spot. She tried to make small talk, then laughed nervously. The laughter stopped when Kola's hands closed around her neck. She struggled, pushed, kicked, scratched. His grip tightened. The fight went silent. The dark shadow appeared again. The air turned cold. The shadow touched the lifeless body and vanished into darkness. Kola dropped to his knees, shaking. He stared at the body and knew he had crossed a line he could never cross back. Kola is in a big mess. But how did a young man, born into wealth, a boy who never lacked anything since childhood, end up trapped in a covenant that demands the blood of innocent women just to keep his head above water. Will he ever break free, or has he already gone too far? Find out in part 2, don't miss out. If you enjoyed this story, smash the like button, it helps more people discover it. Drop your thoughts in the comments, can Kola escape, or is this the end of him? Subscribe and turn on the bell, so you don't miss part 2. Share this video with a friend who loves African folktales.